Welcome back to Weekend Today in Central New York. Here's what we're talking about. If you have a good chunk of extra money in your bank account, you can now own some pieces of television history. There's the Fonzie leather jacket worn by Henry Winkler on Happy Days, bidding there starting at $15,000. You can also bid on the original Batman and Robin costumes worn by Adam West and Burt Ward in the original Batman show. That was all the way back in the 60s. There's also the original Star Trek uniforms of Captain Kirk and Spock, and of course the Wonder Woman costume. They all come from a private collection. That auction starts on October 24th. There's no reason for me to own any of these, but I would like to see them, you know?
I know. I think that instead of selling them to random buyers, they need to put these in a museum.
Yeah.
A whole collection of all of these old costumes.
Yeah.
Clearly they're famous enough to cost 15 grand for the lucky buyer.
Right.
At least that jacket said it was 15 grand.
Yeah, the Fonzie leather jacket, I can understand why it would be 15 grand, but I'm sitting here looking at this Wonder Woman costume like,
That's got to be more than that.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, that thing was like handcrafted.
If you are the buyer of that one, if you are planning on buying the Wonder Woman costume, you better put that in a box, a frame, put it on a pedestal.
And then
that
take a
it
picture and
deserves.
send it to us.
Yes, and we will do a story at your house because I would love to see that in person.
Yep.
All right, let's get a final check of your forecast now. Summer heat continues. If you liked yesterday, it's going to feel similar for the next few days in a row. Plus, we're tracking several sunny days in the picture, not a drop of rain for the entire week. Plus, October begins this week, and when it does, that's when we're going to jump back to a fall feel. But that's normal for this time of year. It should be a lot cooler than it has been. If you're heading out the door early, there are some areas of fog to watch out for, just in spots. Down to a quarter of a mile of visibility for Cortland and Hamilton. 0, though, for Norwich and Elmira. But other than that, the areas that are out of the fog are seeing complete sunshine. It's a really nice start to the day. Temperatures are nice and mild this morning. 59 right now in Syracuse. Lower 60s for the Finger Lakes out by Penn Yan and Seneca Falls, but lower 50s for the countryside locations by Cortland, Hamilton, mid 50s by Rome and Utica, lower 50s up by Oswego and Fulton. Now we're watching a close call system that just barely missed us. Today we'll stay in the sun, but notice the East Coast is getting clobbered by some rain and cloud cover out by Boston. And this is moving away from us, so we will not get any impacts from this, but you may notice some extra clouds out to the east. The one thing we are watching to the north is we're going to get clipped by the tail end of a cold front. But notice how far north the center of this weather system is in Canada. So we're not going to get any wet weather from it, as we'll be on just the barely edge of this front. Just some extra clouds for the middle of the day between about noon to 4 p.m., but it's going to be short-lived. Behind this, some drier air and sunshine builds in as a large area of high pressure settles over central New York for the next several days. To sum up your forecast for today, if you're heading out, it's in the 60s this morning, climbing to the lower 70s by 10 a.m., mid-70s at lunchtime, upper 70s to around 80 degrees this afternoon, feeling a lot like summer. Plus, you'll notice it starts to become a bit breezy, especially for the second half of the day, around 10 to 15 miles per hour. It's going to be humid with dew points in the 60s, and we'll have a mostly sunny sky for today. We're looking ahead to a temperature drop for the middle of the week from 80 today to then in the 60s for Wednesday and Thursday. And that just so happens to fall on October 1st, which is Wednesday. Other than the temperature change, notice almost every single day is sunny. And even though it will be in the 60s midweek, we are looking to climb back into the 80s for next Sunday. So it's going from summer to fall, back to summer.
Don't put the shorts away yet. Well,
Exactly.
Thanks for joining us this morning on Weekend Today in Central New York. I'm Nicole LaFiandra.
And I'm Violet Skyber.
Have a great day and an even better tomorrow. Take care. Bye.